Hey, what's happening everybody? How are you doing? It's your girl Merle, and today we're going to do a video that I'm really excited about. Today we're going to be looking at what I eat in a day to try to get over 100 grams of plant-based protein. I do change it up. I tend to go really hard on a dish if I like it, eat it multiple times a week, and then I get tired of it and I move on to the next thing in a few months. To try to keep this as authentic and real as possible, I didn't go grocery shopping. That was my attempt to, not try to make it look good for you or make it look fancy for you or make it look whatever. There's something vulnerable about sharing what you eat in a day. I'm not gonna be doing any protein shakes in this one, so let's get into it. This is what I eat. I'm gonna be honest with you, the first thing I do in the morning is I usually make myself an iced matcha latte. I prefer to have it with oat milk, but if I'm looking to crank up the gains and get more protein, I'll use soy milk. So there's a cup of either soy or oat milk in the morning with my iced matcha latte. So I usually do my iced matcha latte, drink tons of water, go to my workout, then I come back and I like to have a nice big breakfast. Those of you who watch a lot of my videos will recognize this recipe because I discovered it. Can I even call this a recipe? It's cereal, okay? The truth is, I did a video called I Tried to Eat Like Grimes for a Day. Didn't do very well. None of you know who she is apparently, which is fine. I discovered something that I now make almost every single day, which is an iteration of her cereal of choice, which is just a bran cereal with fruit in it. I use half a cup of bran cereal, half a cup of this Trader Joe's muesli cereal, which is rolled oats, seed, dried fruit, and almonds. And here's the evidence that I didn't go shopping for this video because this is basically almost gone. Then I pour my 4 tablespoons of peanut butter powder. This is the peanut butter powder that I use. It doesn't fill me up. It doesn't have as much oil, so I can have more of it and get more protein. Because this is 8 grams of protein every 2 tablespoons. So just in the peanut butter protein itself, that's 16 grams of protein. I pour in a cup of soy milk. Powder clumps a bit and it doesn't mix perfectly. That is even better because then you get these clumps of peanut butter, clusters. It's delicious. It's fine. You can't do it wrong, okay? Then I'm gonna take some fresh raspberries, fresh blueberries, a fresh banana. I basically put an entire fruit salad on top of this cereal. It's delicious. It's so healthy. It's so good. It fuels you up. It'd also be good before a workout because it's got carbs you can burn to get energy. I sometimes have this for dessert. I mean, the fruit basically makes it a sweet treat. The peanut butter makes it like Reese's peanut butter puffs. Whatever. It's all of my daily servings of fruit. A heck of a lot. Probably twice the amount of fiber I need, but whatever. Who cares? Who's counting? The way the milk is now peanut butter milk, not just regular old soy milk. So if you don't like soy milk, but you know it's the healthiest one, add peanut butter powder, and then it's a dessert. I'm not talking 10 grams of protein. I'm not talking 20 grams of protein. I'm not talking 30 grams of protein. I'm talking 34 to 39 grams of protein in this bowl of cereal. Where's the protein? In the 4 tablespoons of peanut butter powder, we got 16 grams of protein. In the half cup of the Whole Foods healthy brand cereal, we got 5 grams of protein. In a half cup of the Trader Joe's muesli cereal, 9 grams of protein. And in 1 cup of soy milk, we've got 9 grams of protein. I did the range because it'll depend on, what brand of any of these things you use, oat milk versus soy milk, whatever in your area you have, but 34 to 39 grams, basically 40 grams of protein just for breakfast. That is starting off the day right. Okay, so we've got lunch next. I like to work smarter, not harder. I cook pretty much every single meal for myself. I really don't go out to eat. Of course I treat myself once in a while, but for the most part, I just find that I feel better, I save money, and like I said, I really enjoy cooking. I famously am not much of a salad girly. I just kind of have been teaching myself to like salads. So the way I do that in this case, we're going to first off prep our block of tofu. Now this is dependent on this kind of tofu, okay? So I use the high protein tofu. The high protein tofu, okay, it looks like this. It is Wildwood Organic high protein tofu. 70 grams of tofu per block, 14 grams of protein per serving. And I'll eat a whole block of this in a day. I know there's a ton of misinformation out there about soy and tofu and the hormones and all that. Do what you want. I love tofu. I've been eating it. I eat a lot of it and I feel great. And then I like to cut this up into little tiny cubes. I just find that it obviously distributes the marinade better so that they're more flavorful. It also makes it so air frying these or baking these will be a lot quicker. And basically I'm gonna make like little tofu croutons, like delicious flavor-filled tofu croutons. So I like to prep it by marinating it in some soy sauce, some rice vinegar, some sriracha, and a little bit of olive oil. Now, if you're thinking ahead, marinate it in the morning and have it for lunch like 4 or 5 hours later. Or you can do it overnight if you really want to, totally up to you. Or if you just didn't even think of it and did it last minute, which honestly is kind of what I do most of the time, you can just let it sit in the marinade for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you've got. The longer, obviously, you leave it in the marinade, the better it's gonna taste. I generally don't just eat straight up like salad, like a greens salad. So that's why the tofu croutons help fill it out for me. I'll also sometimes toss in some chickpeas in there if I'm feeling that. But I find that like half a block of tofu worth of tofu croutons usually does the trick. But if you want extra protein or you just want extra bulk to your salad, toss some chickpeas in there as well. That's really good. And if you can't find that extra firm protein-packed tofu that I'm talking about, you can fill out the protein count with beans. So you could add in some chickpeas, some kidney beans, you could add black beans, you could double the nutritional yeast count. You know, there's other ways you can work around it. Once your tofu is marinated, I like to air fry it at like 400 for like 15 minutes or something like that. Depending on how crispy you want it to be, you can do more or less. Feel it out. If you don't have an air fryer, you can just bake it at like 420 for 10-15 minutes. Again, depends on how large the cubes are and depends on your taste. And then I go ahead and I take the power greens, I put them in a bowl, I pour some olive oil, a nice quality olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, nutritional yeast. Mix all that up, and then I like to cut up some avocado so you get some nice healthy fats. That also fills out the salad for me. Avocado is another thing that just makes me feel less like I'm eating salad somehow. Put the avocado chunks in there and then add in your tofu croutons. And it is delicious. And if you're not a balsamic vinegar person, you could also do like a peanut dressing if you want. I like the balsamic vinegar with the salt and the pepper and the nutritional yeast. It all just like, I don't know, it feels right together and it's easy. And if you prep the tofu ahead of time, making this takes under 5 minutes. 40 to 45 grams of protein. One serving of the power greens is about 3 grams of protein. A half block of the tofu croutons is 35 grams of protein. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast is 5 grams of protein. I mean, that tofu is really working overtime for you, and that's a beautiful thing. It just adds so much protein to whatever else you want to make, whatever else you want to eat. Here it is. Okay. Also, the tofu and the avocado fill me up. I feel like salads don't usually fill me up. From one salad skeptic to maybe another. Give it a try, trust me.
This is a nice light lunch.
Like personally, if I eat a super heavy lunch, then I'm probably gonna be a little bit groggy midday and feel like taking a nap. Or if I don't eat anything before a workout, I'll feel more or less fueled and ready. And I can literally track how my body is fueling me with energy throughout the day with today's sponsor, Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. They've logged 55 million metabolic measurements and are the leading experts on metabolic health. With just one breath first thing in the morning, Lumen can measure your metabolism so you can know if you're burning fat or you're burning carbs. You can do this more than once throughout the day. I like to do it after a workout or after a meal so I can see how what I eat is affecting my body and how my body is using that food to turn it into energy. After getting to know you through your breath, Lumen will give you a metabolic flex score. With that first measurement of the day, I can see how best to fuel myself for like a high intensity workout. Maybe I need more carbs. More than that, one thing I love about Lumen is how the food tracker works as far as tracking protein. If you're tracking your macros, it's really helpful, but for me, I can just scan things and it'll actually tell me how much protein is in them based on how much of it I eat. Which is really, really cool for me because keeping track of protein can be kind of tricky. More than that, there's not one size fits all nutrition plan. It actually builds a plan based off of your measurements.
So if you would like Lumen to help you on your health journey, go to lumen.me/Merle or just click the link in my description and you'll get 15% off your Lumen.
So click the link below and start tracking your metabolic health today. Dear sweet people of the internet, it's time to make dinner. We're gonna make sloppy joes. This is something I've recently been hooked on. TVP sloppy joes. It's hard to compete with that 35 grams of protein in the extra firm, super protein tofu block, but TVP can compete. So this is my own take on a vegan sloppy joe using TVP. Now, when I'm making this sloppy joe, the first thing we're gonna do is rehydrate our TVP. If you wanna learn more about TVP, Mark did a whole video on that over at Sauce Dash YouTube channel. You can check that out if you want. We're gonna rehydrate our TVP by covering it with some water for around 15-20 minutes. And then I will just saute up an onion and some minced garlic in a pan. Once my rehydrated TVP is ready, I will just add that into the pan. And I kid you not, I just use barbecue sauce and it is truly that easy. Also mix in some kidney beans or pinto beans in along with our TVP. It's gonna bulk out the sloppy joes, and obviously it's also gonna give us more protein, but most importantly, it's gonna give us a lot more fiber and micronutrients because beans are a magical thing. With some really nice high fiber buns that are vegan as well. I like to toast my buns, of course, always. I always really loved barbecue and ranch together, so I'll get some shredded carrots or shredded cabbage and I'll toss it in some ranch and I'll have that on top of the sloppy joe. Kind of like a coleslaw, but with ranch. I know that might be weird and maybe it's like sacrilegious, but it's what I do. So I'm being honest with you. I'll even throw pickles on there too, some pickle chips. That's really good. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, okay? You don't have to follow the rules. I break them all the time. Yeah, that is good.
And the protein breakdown is 48 grams for 1 cup of TVP, 45 grams for 1 cup of lentils, and 6 grams for each of the Dave's Killer Bread burgers. That's 24.6 grams for 1 and 49.2 grams for 2. And personally, I usually eat 2 of these at a time. I like to go for a walk after I eat, especially like dinner, a bigger meal. I like to go for a walk. I usually do like weightlifting in the morning, my breakfast, have a little something in the afternoon, snack throughout the day, peanut butter cup / nuts / citrus of some kind. Helps me digest. I start getting pretty stir crazy if I'm just inside and it's getting dark. I feel like I need to make the most of the sunlight. I love going on walks. It's like my favorite time to listen to audiobooks and podcasts and catch up with people on the phone.
If you like these types of videos and you want to see more, please definitely let me know. I want to make stuff that you guys like watching. So thank you again, as always, for watching. And if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below, let me know what you eat in a day. If you're vegan, I'm always looking for other options, new ideas. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you on the next one. Ciao for now.